I'm here with Ben Parkinson of the Butterfly Project, and now we are going to deal with the troubling topic of the best RPGs in the world. And on this, I am completely biased to whoever is sponsoring us this year. But given we're filming this at Christmas, long before we've actually started approaching sponsors, I have no idea who is sponsoring us this year, so I may have to actually be impartial. So, first question. Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder.
Ooh, I think you haven't mentioned Pathfinder 2. So
Well,
I think at the moment I'm favouring fifth edition at the moment, but I really like the new Pathfinder 2, and I think the Pathfinder 1 is I will always play it. But of the three right now, because I've not yet quite got back into Pathfinder 2, we haven't played it very much. It's got to be 5th edition, and because it's simple, and also the characters don't die so often, and for the kids we work with, they don't like that.
I know you mentioned before that with like the younger children at your project tend to prefer 5th edition, but the older kids tend to prefer Pathfinder.
They definitely do, and that's the one that they were kind of raised on. And because we've been doing role playing now for 8 or 9 years, and Pathfinder is what they started, and they have gradually learned all of the very complex rules, and they feel satisfied by the fact that they've done that, I think. And they're not ready to move away because they're still really enjoying the original Pathfinder. But they are ready to embrace all of the three.
Well, I'm going to hedge my bets because Paizo have been huge sponsors of us for the last 2 conventions, and so you got that one wrong. So, so second question.
Yeah.
Right, now, Fate versus Savage Worlds.
Never played Fate. Savage Worlds I've played quite a lot, all the different versions. Never face to face, but online using Fantasy Grounds. And I really like that system. I like the dice burst system that they have, and it works particularly well online as well, because the program does all of that for you. So yeah, I've had quite a lot of really fun sessions.
Okay. Third one. Now this
Was that
one's...
right or was that wrong?
Well, I don't know. For me, Savage Worlds, I only ever had... I've never owned or run Savage Worlds. I've only been a player.
Yeah.
And the GM I had for Savage Worlds was one of these GMs that always had a new idea. So I'd create a character, and then we'd go to play it the next week, and if we were lucky, we'd do a session.
Mm-hmm.
If not, he'd had another idea and we'd have to create characters again.
Right. Okay.
So that went on for a couple of months before I ran something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
the continuity is always very important.
So I don't think I'm best placed to answer that one. I do enjoy Fate for something different. I wouldn't use Fate for something that there is a more established RPG for. So like if you're doing high fantasy, Fate for me isn't the right tool. But when you're doing those nuanced games, or you know the kind of the story driven modern day games, or you want a bit of like supernatural stuff in there, then for me Fate excels in those circumstances, as does some of the Apocalypse World variants. Not that I'm generally don't extol the virtues of Apocalypse World that much, but I think I'm okay in saying that. I don't think they've ever sponsored us. We'll see. We'll see what happens this year. I might be editing this bit out.
I think we were lucky enough to win some Savage Worlds materials last year, and while we've not tried it yet, it will be something we will try, because I think it's going to be maybe more accessible than the 5e.
Definitely, yeah.
Because the rules are fewer, but the fact that actually you can play in more familiar settings than the sort of high fantasy
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that our young people on the project, that they are able to kind of experience lots of different settings. Yeah. They also like Starfinder, of course, and we've enjoyed quite a lot of sessions in Starfinder. So we've done the science fiction at least to some extent. But Savage Worlds has a number of other ones as well, doesn't it?
Okay, so before we get to absolute science fiction, though, there is another stop on the way, and that is cyberpunk as a genre. So you've got a choice of 3 here.
Right.
Okay, so you Shadowrun have never been a sponsor is obviously the wrong answer.
Right. It might be the only one that I know.
Cyberpunk,
Right.
Artel's Orion have always been good sponsors for us, and sponsors in the past, Brutal Games Corporation.
Okay.
So there's your 3, which is the best.
I can safely say I've not played any of them, but I have seen the Shadowrun computer game, which I thought was very good. The one that I suppose appeals to me in terms of the interest of the setting is the corporation one. I suppose that fits in a little bit with, I feel, how it gives us a bit of an insight into how our world might evolve.
Yeah,
over
well,
the
I've often
last...
wondered with corporation, is it really the future? You know?
Right, yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
like, you know, okay, there's some cybernetics and technology and things that we don't have, but actually, are we just owned by 5 big corporations already? It's quite close. Okay, so I'll accept that one as being kind of correct there. Now we go off into I would have accepted Cyberpunk too, because Artel's Orient always have supported us.
We'll have to look into that one because I really don't know that one at all.
I haven't played Cyberpunk since the old school era.
Right.
So I've been really looking forward to trying the new Cyberpunk, and I was really glad that last year at Con+2, when we gave away those 5 box sets of Cyberpunk Red,
Right.
one of them was won by somebody I know, who I'm now going to be best pals with, so that we can roleplay Cyberpunk Red with, and I can have a go at it. But now we go off into pure sci-fi. All right, so our choices here are Traveller, Pathfinder.
Yeah, you mean Starfinder.
I mean Starfinder,
Yeah.
sorry. Yes. The Finder game. So Traveller, Starfinder, or what else we got? Oh, how about Elite Dangerous?
I've never even heard of that one.
It's a bit on the edge, that one, because of course it's a computer game franchise from back from the 80s. I think Elite came out in the early 80s, I think.
Yeah. That's
So-
a trading game,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, back on the 8-bit era, and of course it's come out in the 16-bit era as well, and then as Elite Dangerous, Elite Frontiers, and has come out in the modern era as Elite Dangerous as a computer game, which has an RPG written by Oliver Hughes.
Right.
So those are your 3. Now the difficulty here is they've all been sponsors, so actually
I can say what I like.
You can actually say what you like without it influencing the
Although
result.
that's what I've been doing up to now. Yeah. I think of the 3, well, my history with Traveller is I played it, and I can remember making many characters and them all dying at the beginning. And maybe this was in the first edition, but you take them through that character generation process, and they just get to a point and then they die. But then after that, I ran a kind of pretend Traveller campaign. This was when I was in my teenage years, and people really enjoyed it. So I have that memory from Traveller. But right now, it's got to be Starfinder because we've had some really good sessions with it. In fact, you last year supported us with a copy of the Starfinder book. And it's been almost required reading by some of the role-playing people. So yeah, they've really loved that book, and we've had some brilliant sessions on it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you very much. Back to the studio. I love saying that. It makes it sound so professional.